What's up guys, how's it going? Hope you're well. I just wanted to do, not necessarily a personal video, but just to explain actually why I started this channel and hopefully what I hope you guys can get out of it. So when I started this channel, I think actually throughout life you go through difficult times and difficult challenges, but one thing I've actually been impressed with, and it's kind of like bigging yourself up here, but I've actually been quite happy with the way that I've dealt with difficult times, and not necessarily in the sense of not necessarily in terms of the outcomes of what actually happened in the events, but in terms of being able to bounce back, in terms of the mindset, in terms of like how things actually affected me tangibly, and in terms of like my contentness in life. So I wouldn't say like, oh, guys, I made it, this is how I did it, because that's not true. And anyone who's actually been through difficulties in life, and anyone who's actually had to sit and think through, knows that life isn't really this straightforward journey. And I can tell you guys, oh, I was sad and now I'm happy and this is what I did, but then the next day, or like a week later, or maybe even a month later, I can actually feel really terrible, and that's kind of outdated, and that's not really how life works. So I wouldn't really be so false or kind of clickbaity to overpromise and underdeliver, or just straight up lie to you guys. But I do feel that my contentness has gone up, and I would say actually that I've started to realize in life that things like happiness, or feeling like, oh, so happy all the time, like I said before, those are goals that you can't really achieve anyway. But going subjectively by feelings, like, oh, okay, like I feel this way today, I feel that way today, it's important to honor your feelings and give them like importance. Like I said in another video, you have to honor your failures as well. Important to honor your feelings, definitely. But what you'll realize is that our body sometimes, and our mind, it doesn't actually know what it wants. Like if you achieve good things, like your body will just adapt. Like that's the way it is. It's a new normal. We often wonder like, oh, like I was really improving in my life and my happiness. Like why do I no longer feel happy with the same amount of success that I used to achieve? Like your body is homeostatic. Your mind likes to maintain levels of normal. If you achieve something and that becomes your new daily life, your new normal, like your body just physically can't feel as excited every single day as it used to. It will just get drained. So it just adjusts, and therefore your baseline to become happier becomes higher. And that's why so many people, again, are not happy. And that's why I said you can't always trust the body, you can't always trust the mind. And it's only when you go through like maybe difficult times, or you go through processes of sort of like self-realization and just like working on yourself and really trying to work on your self-awareness, that you realize like, oh, actually sometimes like my body, my mind, it might actually be wrong. And that's when you work on like objective ways of measuring like your life success and your contentness. Like, am I waking up feeling rested? Am I feeling like more content? Am I feeling like I'm in the right place? Not necessarily like so happy all the time, but am I feel like I'm on track, like where I need to be, where I should be? Am I engaging in things that like I'm not proud of, or things I want to stop? Okay, so very objective, like yes or no questions that you can say. That's your better way of judging your life satisfaction, your contentness, and how you're doing in life, rather than saying like, am I happy? How do I feel? Because like I said, that's very subjective ways. And in going through my own journey, I've realised obviously I've got so much further to go, but like I said, there are some points in my life that I wish someone was there to teach me some of the things that I know now. And especially when I was younger, like I said, if I had just 3 words that I could give myself, it would be master your feelings, or control your feelings, discipline your emotions type thing. And that's really why I started this channel, to try and share some of the lessons that I've learned, so that hopefully it can catch someone earlier in the journey, and they can like move forward faster than I did. And actually, one of the best things about reading, and actually social media in general, is, okay, so social media is a bad thing, you can't never say it's good, apparently, on YouTube, and it does have like very terrible side effects, but one of the best benefits of it is you're actually able to learn from other people's mistakes. And that's actually one of the wisest things. So a clever person can learn from their own mistakes, but a wise man can learn from other people's mistakes, because then he doesn't even have to have those negative experiences in the first place to gain the lessons that the other person gained. So that's the best way. In reality it doesn't work out that way, but in trying to share those lessons, that's why I started this channel. And in terms of, like I said, feeling better in those objective ways that I mentioned, that's kind of what I want to kind of impart, that sometimes you can't trust your feelings, discipline your feelings. That's the best way to go about it. And like I said, I've mentioned Viktor Frankl's way of thinking and his books and their effect on me. They were really pretty profound effect on me. And I would say that just like he said that he can't actually give people their life meaning, like I said, that's why I don't like to tell my story all the time or tell personal things about me, because you might not be able to necessarily relate to that. I might have been through something way worse than you. Might be like, well, that's just psychologically you distance yourself from that. Or I might have been through something that's relatively tame compared to you, and you might be like, there's no point listening to someone. But the thing is, if you always look for someone who's been through exactly the same thing as you, who's been in exactly the same circumstances as you, who's got exactly the same mindset, exactly the same, you'll never find anything, and you'll never really be able to learn. Like I said, be that wise person who learns from other people's mistakes. So that's why sometimes it's important to just talk about the lessons and the concepts and refine those and work from there. So that's why, and like he was saying, like Viktor Frankl was saying too, he couldn't find people's meaning, but he could encourage them to find their own. That's kind of what I want to do with the channel. Encourage people to come away from the will to pleasure and the will to power at their own convenience when they feel ready, and to start thinking about that underlying, that sub-layer, that will to meaning. I might have misspoke there, I might have said will to pleasure. So anyway, to come back from the will to pleasure and the will to power, and to identify and self-aware and increase their self-awareness to try and think about the will to meaning and get there in their own time. Like I said, there's no way I can give anyone their meaning in life, and I'm still trying to find my own as well. And I think that's one of the best things actually, is just learning that you don't have all the answers, and just saying like, I might be completely wrong, and in 1 year I might have a completely different meaning in life. But actually just being able to share those lessons and help people avoid mistakes, especially myself. I just think of that young teenager who really needed someone to just, this is how you discipline your emotions. That's the best way. I think that's really what I wanted to get across. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I hope it helps you. And if you have any feedback for the channel, let me know. Take care, peace out, follow for more amazing content.